The final 5.5 minutes of this game felt like 3 games in one. It featured 27 total points between the two teams and 3 onside kick recoveries. On the unique gray turf of Eastern Michigan University, the Ohio offense found something Tuesday night that was all but unique to them this season: their big play ability. One of the topics covered at 2021 MAC Media Day was the new transfer policies implemented by the NCAA. MAC Commissioner John Steinbrecher, as well as Ohio head coach Tim Albin, gave their remarks about the new policies. Considering how this game ended, 3 first-half turnovers and a decision to kick from the 6-yard line down 17 in the third just shows how Ohio is just a few plays away from a completely different season.
It absolutely did, and then some. Nick, this felt like a state title game, and it was just the last game of the regular season. It featured stout defense, clutch plays, and a spectacular finish to a rivalry game.
I'll be sure to try that, Aaron. And speaking of the sun, the Ohio Power Sitting Board signed off on solar farms in Ross and Champaign counties on Thursday. The Columbus Dispatch reports the 144-megawatt Clearview project in Champaign County will take up about 1,075 acres. You're about to see a bizarre Halloween tradition. It's called the annual Pumpkin Roll, and it happens in suburban Cleveland each year a few days before All Hallows Eve. The event started as a prank by a bunch of high school students in 1967 and has endured since then. Students use a dump truck to unload pumpkins of the top of a hill that leads down to the Chagrin Falls main street. Some of the pumpkins are donated, others are apparently stolen. Though the students appear to have a great time, you can see why some residents aren't exactly happy with the tradition. Welcome back. For the first time in 20 years, cigarette sales are on the rise. According to the Federal Trade Commission, cigarette sales went up last year for the first time in 20 years. It was only a 0.4% increase, but that's still surprising for a number that's been going down each year of the 21st century. It's not known exactly why people are buying more cigarettes. Some experts say increased isolation and uncertainty increase the risk of substance abuse. The Wall Street Journal reports more smokers are switching back to cigarettes due to new restrictions on flavored vaping devices. Ohio men's basketball is back. The defending MAC champions had a scrimmage Saturday at the Convocation Center against the Capital Comets. But something was different about this one compared to last season. Care to guess? Oh yeah, that's right. Fans, cheerleaders, the band, and even the benches were all back. Ohio University had all sorts of festivities set up during the scrimmage, and it was well worth the wait for Bobcats fans who were allowed to attend for the first time in 19 months. Before the game started, the Bobcats had a couple of celebrations to acknowledge about their last season. First, Dwight Wilson III was honored for scoring his 1,000th career point last season against Creighton. He received the 1,000-point basketball as a congratulatory gift. Then came the highlight of the day, the unveiling of the 2021 MAC and NCAA tournament banners. Fans counted down as the banners rolled down from the top of the Convo's rafters as fans cheered and shined their green light-up rings. Another group back at the Convo was the Marching 110, who were loud and a factor throughout the afternoon, making chants, playing music, and giving the Convo that college feel that didn't have the entire 2020-21 season. The OU cheerleaders, who also weren't able to be part of last season, made their first appearance since the 2019 season as well, and kept the crowd entertained the entire game. Finally, the fans, more than 6,000 of which attended this game, made themselves heard early on, and OU's players and coaches loved it, a good majority of them not having experienced that at Ohio yet. The fans were also given a good look at this year's version of the Bobcats, who were able to put 92 points on the board, with transfer Tommy Schmock leading the way with 17 points. They'll get their next look at them in their season opener Tuesday night against the Belmont Bruins. Back in June, Governor Mike DeWine signed Executive Order 2021/10D, which established that student athletes in Ohio colleges deserve to be compensated for use of their name, image, and likeness. Over 4 months later, we've seen many different Ohio University athletes begin partnering with local apparel stores to sell t-shirts and merchandise branding themselves. One store seizing on this opportunity is Shop Athens, Ohio. Owner John Salmon says his online business is working with a lot of Bobcat athletes, past and present. Bobcat athletes from nearly every sport have been able to partner with the company, the 3 most common being Shop Athens, Ohio, This One Time in College, and Barstool Athletes. Volleyball player Maggie Nadoma was one of the first Bobcat athletes to pen an NIL deal after its passing. The passing of NIL has brought on unique opportunities for athletes, specifically in teaching them an important part of the business world, how to market yourself to others. Salmon says the NIL is a good teaching lesson for all of them. Reporting for NewsWatch in Athens, Ohio, I'm Joe Collins. An offensive defenseman. It means a defender in hockey that can jump up into an offensive rush and be a threat despite not being a forward. Ohio Bobcats defenseman Sam Turner symbolized that term Friday night in the Bobcats' 6-3 victory over the Pittsburgh Panthers. Being a defenseman, it's always got to feel good when you can score and contribute offensively. But when you do that so much that you're the first star of the game, it's got to feel even better for Sam Turner. The Bobcats' last scoring play came on the first play of the fourth quarter as Rourke scans the field and then will fire a beautiful pass into the hands of Cam Odom, and look at that acceleration by Odom as he gets into the end zone. A 66-yard touchdown pass and the fourth touchdown for Ohio over 20 yards. So we'll start in the second. Curtis Rourke throws a check down to Tuggle. He eludes a tackle and will sprint down the sideline, heading for the end zone. 14-0 Ohio, and Tuggle tutty number 8 on the year and 2 in the game. Ohio didn't score any touchdowns last week, so they respond with one on the first play. Demontre Tuggle takes the opening kickoff 83 yards to the house, and you know what that means. Tuggle tutty number 1 on the year. Rodgers continues to move the offense. Another read option, and this time he'll make a few men miss and will scamper his way into the end zone and has some words for Jalen Kelly Powell afterwards about that tackle. Ohio looking to make it 4 scoring drives in a row. Tuggle gets the handoff on 4th and 9, sprints to the outside, and he will high step into the end zone, and you know what that means. Tuggle tutty number 3 on the year. The Bobcats have it on their 1-yard line for the 3rd time this year. The other 2 ended up safeties against them. This one turns into the longest run by a quarterback in NCAA history. 99 yards for Armani Rodgers. A huge momentum shift makes it 14-0. Rodgers added another rushing touchdown in the first as the Cats roar out to a huge 21-0 lead. In the second half, it got worse. Much worse. Deschieboué played nearly all of the second half and became a menace on the offensive glass, getting 1, 2, sometimes even 3 rebounds in a Kentucky possession, and Ohio had no answer for it as they lacked a true big man. And it showed as they were out-rebounded 53-17.
I think it honestly comes down to those